Police in New York City have named a woman who was set on fire and burned to death last week on a subway train in Brooklyn. Debrina Kowam, of New Jersey, has been identified as the victim of the seemingly random December 22 attack that burned her body beyond recognition. Sebastian Zapata is accused of starting the blaze with a lighter while Ms. Kowam was asleep. He allegedly fanned the flames with a shirt and then watched the fire grow from a bench outside the subway car. Last week, a grand jury indicted Mr. Zapata, who claims to have no memory of the incident, on 4 counts of murder and 1 count of arson. Julie Balser, a spokesperson for New York City's Office of Chief Medical Examiner, said the death was ruled a homicide and caused by thermal and inhalational injuries. She made the identification public on Tuesday. The identity was confirmed by the medical examiner yesterday through fingerprint analysis, following a multi-agency effort with our partners in law enforcement, she said. It took authorities more than a week to identify Ms. Kowam's body. At a press conference on Tuesday, New York City Mayor Eric Adams said that Ms. Kowam had recently spent time at a city homeless shelter. It really reinforces what I've been saying: people should not be living on our subway system, they should be in a place of care. And no matter where she lived, that should not have happened, he said. Eric Gonzalez, the Brooklyn district attorney, said at a press conference early in the investigation that authorities had worked to collect DNA evidence and fingerprints from Ms. Kowam's remains. It's a priority for me, for my office, for the police department to identify this woman, so we can notify her family, Mr. Gonzalez said. False and unverified information about her, including a fake AI-generated picture, had circulated online in the aftermath of the attack. There was also an outpouring of support, including a vigil held for the then unidentified victim last week. Police say that Ms. Kowam was motionless, apparently asleep, on a stationary subway train at the Coney Island Stillwell Avenue station in Brooklyn early on December 22 when Mr. Zapata allegedly approached her with a lighter. The pair never interacted, and police believe they did not know each other. Jessica Tisch, New York's police commissioner, said that the smell of smoke drew police officers and Metropolitan Transit Authority personnel to the fire and they extinguished the flames. Unbeknownst to the officers who responded, the suspect had stayed on the scene and was seated on a bench on the platform just outside the train car, Ms. Tisch said. Authorities declared Ms. Kowam dead at the scene. Ms. Tisch described the incident as one of the most depraved crimes one person could possibly commit against another human being. In a preliminary hearing on Tuesday, prosecutor Ari Rottenberg said Mr. Zapata told investigators that he had been drinking and did not remember the incident, but did identify himself in photos and surveillance video showing the fire being lit. The suspect, who was originally from Guatemala, was deported from the U.S. in 2018 and later re-entered the country illegally, immigration authorities said. He is due back in court on January 7, prosecutors said. Despite a decline in crime rates on New York City's subway, the incident is one of a string of attacks that has raised concerns for riders on America's largest mass transit system. The subway safety issue arose again on Tuesday afternoon when someone was pushed onto the tracks in Manhattan's Chelsea neighborhood in front of an oncoming subway, according to New York City police. The unidentified male victim was admitted to hospital with a head injury, authorities said. Police later detained a suspect, according to local media.